is part of my plan. I'm trying to make people realize the value of keeping me alive. So they'll miss me. So they'll be like, come, don't die. Then I'll be like, चल अब मैं आती हूँ वापस. चलो अब बात करते हैं.
Lovely to see you, Aditi and Neeraj. And Aditi, I'm very happy about one thing. You were not bumped off in this.
See what I told you, Aditi.
I mean, honestly, this entire year, Aditi has given us super hits, but guess what? Bumped off.
Listen, this is part of my plan. I'm trying to make people realize the value of keeping me alive. So they'll miss me. So they'll be like, come, don't die. Then I'll be like, चल अब मैं आती हूँ वापस. चलो अब बात करते हैं.
Totally.
It's a plan.
And it succeeded well, because when I was watching Geeli Pucci, I was like, ab kuch na ho. But when it ended, I was like, well done, Neeraj. The girl is alive. But coming to you, I'll start with you, Neeraj. You have said so much in these 40 minutes. The story from caste, female sexuality, from a woman, her choices. You have made such strong statements. So, were these stories, had you observed something like this? Was it taken from something you had read about, or was it that it just happened organically?
See, I think, being perceptive to how it happened, like how the worlds are, I think I keep an open eye towards various forms of life that I see around myself. And I'm not constricted to just staying in my house or not getting out of the car or what. Just not, basically, I want to be abreast with what's happening in real life, on the road, and all the various kind of people. So I tend to be more perceptive, but also I think a lot of my feminism per se is personal. Because I've grown up in a patriarchal household. I've seen my mother being subject to it, and my being a feminist is a response to that. So growing up, I've become a person where I would want to have an egalitarian society, and a society where what's equitable has to be fair. It has to be fair for everyone. So so that comes naturally to me. That's why my fulcrum of everything I do is around gender and caste and sexuality. These are the things that I'm most interested in, and this is what my penchant to say stories about is. And Geeli Pucci, of course, is the most complex thing that I've written or directed, because uh, it deals with so much of intersection of class, caste, gender, that it is going to be very different for different people.
True.
And I'm very aware of it, and I'm aware that it's going to be seen with a different lens for various people, and I like that challenge.
True. And Aditi, it's also something new for you. I mean, because you have been playing various characters, playing various shades also, but this is also playing Priya, and where a woman she's aware of certain things, but she also just kinds of, puts them down because of societal pressure and the kind of society that she is in. So was it also very challenging for you to get into the headspace of the character you're playing, unlike the ones you played before?
Yeah, very different from what I've played before. Also because of the context and the situations that these two characters are in, and also because of Neeraj's writing. Neeraj's writing is very, very, very fine. Like there's so much. It's so nuanced, and it's like you rightly said. It is saying so much, but it is saying it very subtly. There's never it's not a It's not hammering at you. So I feel like Priya, in fact, actually, I look at Priya a little differently from what you said. It's not like she's putting any of those things down. It's just that those things are very natural to her surroundings, as in she has just been brought up like that. So it like she knows no other world, and she is a very, very sheltered, very innocent, very naive girl who just speaks her heart. And that is, I mean, there's such an innocence about her, childlike innocence about her. She just says whatever she feels. I don't even think she knows what it is that she is going through, but she just knows that something is amiss, and she finds actually a confidence in this woman who is so different from her world, very different, in this factory full of men. I just found that whole thing very interesting. Now, whether it, I mean, like how it comes out, how people perceive it. Everybody will find something different, something else. But I'm sure that what really struck me was the like very beautiful honesty of both these girls, and and where they come from, and just the fact that they were so different. And Coco comes with so much. Coco's character, there's that burden of knowing everything, of knowing her situation, of knowing how things work against her, of knowing that she is going to be put down or denied or whatever. And this girl who has never known it, who has never known any of it, but at the same time, she is denied because of the patriarchal construct that she lives within and the society that she is born into. And I don't think she can even understand the exploration of it because that world does not open for her at all. And it is just that little cocoon that she lives in, and is kind of, so it's an innocence of this girl in a very complex situation, which I don't think even she realizes.
True.
And that's what I found really amazing about. I don't even think she has the thing to put anything down or suppress it or hide it or nothing. It's not that she's grappling with things as she's growing and learning.
True.
That's how I saw the girl. That's how I saw Priya. And I mean, you end up playing a lot of parts that are very alien to you, and I think that's the fun of it. I
Absolutely.
really, really, really enjoyed it. It was so different for me. Yeah, but we had a great team, and we had Neeraj, who just knew his subject matter characters inside out.
So, and Neeraj, this is what I've liked because it's like, I mean, we've had recently the female gaze being spoken about, and everybody saying there should be male gaze too. But here is a man who's so beautifully brought out the story of female bonding, sexuality. And also, it's not like, they're not beating their chest. It's also very understated because there's no emotionality happening here. So how did you work around that? Because that's something that I came back with after watching Gili Kuchi.
Thank you for saying that. Actually, there has been a constant effort to make characters be the fore and be the politics the secondary layer of everything. Because I feel that is what cinema is, has been my inspiration, be it, let's say, Satyajit Ray or the Dardin brothers that I've grown up watching their films, is that their stories are more essential. The narratives are more essential. The politics comes secondary. Now, for instance, the gaze, I'm actually glad that you brought about the idea of gaze. One of the things that we did with also Priya's character, like so I've kind of resented the whole idea of manic pixie dream girl. Okay, and I don't like the portrayal of it because it is such a pejorative tool of looking at women from completely from a man's point of view. It is only to fulfill the man's coming of age or coming to terms with certain reality. That's why you have a pretty looking girl who will always be smiling, always be looking pretty. She'll only provide you with that. So that idea is not happening for me, and I wanted to break that with Priya. So what did we do? We did a manic pixie dream girl, but we gave her agency, and also the gaze is not of a man but of a woman. So that was the idea of subverting that whole stereotype of a manic pixie dream girl. So like this, we did with even Coco's character because the men around the workplace are such that they will want a woman to be in a certain way, that they identified Priya as a woman because
Yeah.
she's wearing a sari, she's all coy, she's smiling, she's doing all that, but they don't like the idea of women who are stronger, who raise a voice, who say it in a certain see. The physicality is one thing, but I think what we're trying to say is also about how men get offended by stronger women, how men get offended by women who have a point of view. And this is the conflict that I also wanted to bring in, apart from the other things, of course.
And beautifully done too. And also, and Aditi, also coming to you, as I was telling both of you, I've been on spot was when the fire, when fire came out and we could not accept the fact about female sexuality. But now I'm liking with this space exploring it. I think Neeraj has told this story. Directors should be saying that, and you want to be part of that narrative. You wish those parts would come to you to play.
Oh my God, so many. But for me, it's not really, oh, I want to play a girl who is dealing with her sexuality, or a girl who is whatever. Like that is not the way I think about it. It's more about, like, I think interesting directors come up with interesting stories, and then they do justice to those stories, and they put, like, they work on them with detail and in detail. And there is a, it's that way of working that is what attracts me more than, oh, I want to play this part. Having said that, there is one part of me, I have to say, I really love stories. Okay. I love them because I feel like as an actor you get to, and even this in its own way is a love story. I mean,
It is a
because
love
I feel
story.
that is one of the most powerful emotions. And what Neeraj said was very right. Like, in this whole construct of a manic pixie dream girl, I mean, the only this thing is to bring sunshine into the life of this brooding hero, and then it's all about, are they in love, are they not in love, will they fall in love? But I think love stories are more than just that. There is so much more in love stories, and those are the ones that are really, really, really exciting and really fun, because you actually get to play the most sort of tumultuous and the most range of I mean, biggest journeys to a love story, because that, I think, that is a very important part of a person's life. I mean, so that is the kind, like, I love that genre specifically. But having said that, I mean, there's so many parts that I would love to play. It's very, very hard for me to say, Abhina, what, but like, there's so many. Like, I would like a Gone Girl type of part, like a Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon type of part.
बम्प ऑफ हो जाओगे, बम्प ऑफ हो जाओगे यार.
but those are fun, and they're very against migraine, but it would be so much fun. Yeah, I have so many, but it's more about directors and stories
Absolutely.
than
And
the genres. Yeah.
it's really refreshing, Neeraj. Also, at a time when we seem to get, as I said, there were people protesting female gaze to dikhaya, male gaze dikhao. And, also we get offended with the written word. We get offended with history also. What is your take on people wanting to censor content on OTT platforms? And this is to both of you. Let's start with Neeraj.
I feel, see, I think people are wise enough, people are grown up to understand what's right for them, what's good for them, what they don't like, what they do like. I think we should give people, respect their intelligence and their wisdom to see things for what they are. Let's give them, let's accord them that sensibility of being an adult to decide what they want to watch, I feel. And having said that, I think everybody has to have an opinion. Everybody should have an opinion, and I think it's just right to have. I think like what OTT platforms are now doing is that they're doing they've been doing it in a very sensible way where um, you can say that this is meant for adults. You can say that as a parent you can monitor what if your kid is accidentally watching something that's meant for adults. There is a pin lock that Netflix has put in, so that these are these things. But beyond that, if you say that none of this content can exist, that is a bit of a unfair thing, I feel, because you're making the platform so idiot proof, so well structured, so that everybody can enjoy for what they want. And if these kind of lapses happen, then it's unfair to diss the content, I feel.
Aditi, what's your take? Like, I mean, being a creative actor, you also are an artist, basically censorship and creativity. What's your take, like, as a person in the field?
I think freedom is very important, but freedom with responsibility is very important, and also understanding intent with that freedom. Is that now, is the intention to tell a story, and a story that you believe in, or is the intention to titillate? But whatever it is, we should be honest to that. Having said that, all of that content should ideally be made available to everybody, and it is then your choice as a viewer to pick and choose which way you want to go. Do you want to watch a story? Do you want to be titillated? Whatever it is, and those are very valid choices that I feel that humans should be allowed to make. Having said that, whoever is making these decisions on what should be allowed and what shouldn't be allowed, I think it's also a thing of mutual respect between what they are trying to say and the artist community, where they try to understand each other and find a balance. And I hope actually that the kind of content that is coming out is is actually better. And we are then making cinema, for the right reason and with the right intention and with that kind of, yeah, I think you know what I mean. So
No, I totally
I
get
think
that.
I think it's really just about that,
Totally get that.
Yeah.
And I'm intrigued by a T-shirt. What are you typing?
I'm being very good. I haven't looked at my phone even once.
Yeah, I think this is what we need to do. And before, since it's called अजीब दास्तान है या आप दोनों की जिंदगी में कौन सी ऐसी घटना थी that you actually thought कि क्या अजीब दास्तान है? अजीब दास्तान moment.
I'll make it very quick. I think we have less time. So, when I was preparing for my IIT JEE thing, सुबह के 3 बजे निकलना होता था because the coaching center would start at 3:30, and we lived in the outskirts because my dad was into rice research. तो तब बजाज सन्नी नई नई आई थी, तब वो मुझे दी गई थी, and I was riding through like dark 3 a.m. and full on trees, and it's all woods because outskirts में रहते थे. And my light went off, and I could see at the far distance there's a man walking very weirdly like that. So it was brisk walking, but it looked so scary because it all andhera and this man in white clothes, and I was scared. I went, and the light automatically went at that time, and I went and hit him. I like the jacket, and I fell down, and he also fell down, and I was like, oh my god, what did I do? I got up and I like woke him up, like, sir, are you okay? Are you okay? He just got up and started walking again, same. Didn't acknowledge anything what I said. I got so scared I ran from there. It's like, oh my god.
बहुत भगवान जाने कौन था ये.
That's
Aditi,
tricky.
I know. Aditi, आपकी कौन सी अजीब दास्तान थी?
Like sometimes very strange thing happened to me. Like I'll have a dream, and then the next day, like it happened to me once. I had this dream. It's very silly actually. I had this dream where I was shooting Wazir at that time, and I had very long hair. And in that dream, I was going for a shoot the next day. And, in the dream, this makeup artist who I couldn't recognize in my dream, and like she was new to me, is telling me, "You should cut your hair. You look like a French girl." And I'm telling her, "But how will I'll not be able to match the look, and my hair is so long and Wazir." And she's like, "Doesn't matter, just wear extensions." And I'm like, I get convinced and I chop my hair. And then it's not matching. And everybody's like, "What is this?" So, and I'm like weeping in that dream and all, and I wake up and then I go off to shoot. And I go to shoot, and it was a new team. This was some time back. So it was a new team, and the makeup artist was new. And as in, I had never met her. You won't believe, I sat in my chair. She actually put my hair up like this. And she said, "Aditi, why have you never cut your hair? You look like a French girl."
Oh, shit.
I swear to you. And I didn't say anything because I was so dumbfounded. I didn't say anything. And towards the middle of the day, I actually had this. By the time I made friends with her, and today I love her. And I made friends with her enough to tell her, I had the most freaky thing happen to me. And I said, "I will not let you cut because I've already been through it. So I'm not cutting it because I would have been convinced. I'm not going to be convinced by this." So,
Awesome.
yeah. These things happen to me a lot.
Wow.
Weird.
I think, chalo, अजीब, paranormal, whatever, destination, dreams hai ye, you can take. But thank you both. It was really enjoyable. And well, more power to artists and creators like you. Hope to see more content like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Thanks so much. Bye. Bye.